What's up, guys? Today in this video, I am gonna show just a simple tutorial on overclocking on using the Asus Z87 series motherboard. So first of all, and I'm gonna do this from the BIOS and not the Asus software. So we just booted into BIOS, and you need to go to the AI tweaker, and let me zoom in here a little bit. So if you can see, what I've done is on my one, it took me some time, but I finally stabilized it at 2 cores. So if you see, all the settings are pretty much just left to auto, and the first core is 48, and the second core is 48, and the third and fourth core are 47. The cache ratio is 39. I found if I try to increase the cache ratio, it's just I can't stabilize it. So the minimum and the maximum cache ratio is 39. Everything else is stock. My RAM is DDR3 1600, so I've just left that stock. I have just left most things as they were. Now the CPU core voltage, I have selected adaptive. Now you can have auto, manual, offset mode, and adaptive mode. So I have gone with adaptive mode, and also my adaptive voltage, I have put 0.100 as adaptive, and the additional CPU voltage I've put at 1.275. so the 1.275 is the voltage, and then after it overclocks, after it goes into turbo boost mode, it will jump to the adaptive voltage, and everything else I've just left as they were to auto. And I have tried the profile now that I have now with 2 cores at 48 and 2 cores at 47, and they seem to be working for me. I've not crashed. The temperature, and I'll just log into Windows, and I can show you some CPU Z and other things, and I'll do a stress as well, a stress test as well. Okay, let's zoom back a little bit, and let's just show you the CPU Z information. Also, I'll load real temp. And is there anything else? Okay, so I'll leave these two here, and you can keep your eyes on these. And what I'll do is I'll just one second, guys. Let me just, and let's do a Windows benchmark. Let's minimize this window so we can see the temperatures. Now the previous score I had on this at 4.5 was 8.3 on the CPU and the RAM, and the Graphics pretty much stays at 8.0, and the hard drive at 7.7, 7.8 right now is the lowest scoring hardware I have. And let's show you some CPU Z information. Now if you see, the voltage is adaptive, so it's not on manual, so it will shift and change as the CPU requires it to. One thing, I have uninstalled Asus AI Suite 3. I found with that on, I was struggling sometimes. I was blue screening, and I did some digging around, and it's always the culprit. I also had Intel Extreme Tuning as well on, which I've also removed as well. So now I am not doing any type of overclocking from the OS, only from the BIOS. So if you see, the core temp will show you, sometimes it goes to 4,790, sometimes just 4,700. So the lowest core is 4.7, and the highest cores are 4.8. The temperatures, if you can see, as we're doing this test here, the temperatures aren't too bad. Let me just also say that I have a Corsair H80i cooler, and I have a D-lid as well on the CPU. So I've removed the heat spreader or the lid, and I've cleaned out the thermal interface on the CPU, which comes from the factory, and I've reapplied something. I think I reapplied the Gillid Extreme, so this one here. I know without the D-lid, there's no way the H80 is able to dissipate the heat from 1.4 plus volts, and there's no way. I mean, I have tried it, and I used to reach 100 degrees within seconds of running Prime 95 or anything else. So once this concludes, anyway, we'll run Prime 95. Sorry about the shaky video. Right, so if you see now, the CPU has gone to 8.4, and the RAM 8.4, and everything else sort of remained as it was. So now we're gonna launch Prime 95, run it on 8 cores. So Prime 95 started on 8 cores. The CPU, as you can see from here, is being maxed out at 100%. The core is staying at 4.7 on GPU Z. If you see, the voltage now just voltage is sort of staying at 1.376, and if you can see the temps, the maximum temps, which are 74, 71, 72 and 66. So that's at full load using an 8-thread Prime 95 stress. Now I don't think Prime 95 uses all the features of this wonderful CPU. So come on, zoom, focus. So what I'm going to do now, I'm just going to exit Prime 95 and to stress it a bit further, just a bit harder. What I'm going to do is I'm going to launch AIDA64, which is on a trial version because I'm not going to pay for it because it's something I don't need. So let's start this, and if you will see on AIDA it gets a bit slightly hotter using AIDA. So I'm not sure if you can hear my fans, but the fans are roaring, and if you see the voltage is going to 1.472 and not 1.372 because AIDA is sort of, I think, is maximizing its everything the CPU has to offer. And the temperature, although it's staying under, for the most part staying under 100 degrees, I'll just reset the maximum because sometimes it jumps high because of the CPU fans. It takes some time to come up, so I'll just leave it on here, and you can see for the most part the temperature is staying under 90. Now for most applications we won't be stressing the CPU, all the threads, all the cores at 100%. I don't think any application will do that. Even if you're using Adobe Premiere or something, you will stress it, but not to the same extent. So if you see now, it's still pretty much staying under 90. Just at some point, sometimes it will exceed it. So okay. So for heat, it's not. If you're stressing it at that sort of speed, you're not gonna like the heat unless you have a better thermal solution. But the H80 with the D-lid, I think for me right now, I'm not gonna try and squeeze every ounce of every megahertz I can out of it because there's simply no point. The 4.7, 4.8 that I've done now is I'm gonna change it back to 4.7. I think on all cores, which should give me better thermal solutions. And the scary part is, once the CPU is clocked like this, overclocked, you are using twice as much power. The TDP goes up from 84 to 160, 170 even. So you are exceeding the CPU's TDP by a factor of 2. Which is again not great. And if you also have a overclocked GPU, as I have, it actually one single GPU and a overclocked CPU can push the system past 550 or 600 even. I've actually seen my system drawing 600 watts, and that's not the screens included, just the system itself. So it's quite scary if you overclocking it so much it can get. So if you can see, we've been stressing this for about 3 minutes, 4 minutes almost, and the temperatures are just fluctuating between 70s and low 90s. the minimum temperature has been 60 something, 66. Okay, so I think that's probably all I need to do. There's not much more that I can show you, but again I'll just show you the power draw. 1.472 volts. But as you see, it seems stable. I'll just stop the test now. Everything seems to be working stable, because I have seen if I launched Ada 64 and if the overclock is not good, it will just crash and blue screen. So okay, right, so I believe that's it. And if anybody has any tips as well for me, leave a comment on YouTube or Google Plus or wherever, and I hope it's been useful for you guys. Thank you.